Ever dreamt of a land where emerald rice paddies shimmer under a golden sun, ancient traditions whisper through bustling markets, and history, both glorious and challenging, has forged an unyielding spirit? A place where every bite of food is a symphony of flavors, and the landscapes range from mystical karst formations to vibrant urban jungles. Well, you've come to the right place, because on Atlas Narrator, we're about to embark on an incredible journey to Vietnam, a country that truly lives up to its motto: independence, freedom, happiness. Get ready to discover the Socialist Republic of Vietnam, a truly captivating nation nestled on the eastern edge of mainland Southeast Asia. Covering about 331,000 square kilometers, with a population exceeding 100 million people, it proudly stands as the world's 15th most populous country. And speaking of its name, Vietnam literally means Viet South, or as the Vietnamese understand it, Viet People's Southern Country. A variation, Nan Yue or Nam Viet, was first documented way back in the 2nd century BC. Now let's rewind the clock and dive into Vietnam's incredibly rich and complex history. Archaeological digs tell us that humans were chilling in what's now Vietnam as early as the Paleolithic Age. Imagine, some stone artifacts might even date back 780,000 years. Fast forward to about 1000 BC, and we see the blossoming of the Jong Son culture. These folks were masters of wet rice cultivation in the Ma River and Red River floodplains, and they were particularly famous for their elaborate bronze Jong Son drums. According to Vietnamese legends, the very first state, Sich Quy, later known as Van Lang, was founded in 2879 BC by the Hong Bang dynasty of the Hung kings. This was before the Chinese really got involved, a period marked by a vibrant mix of religion, culture, and social norms. But of course, as with many ancient civilizations, things got complicated. For over 1,000 years, much of what is now northern Vietnam found itself under Chinese rule, starting from 111 BC after the Han dynasty annexed the region. Despite numerous attempts to break free, full independence was only truly regained in 938 AD, when the Vietnamese Lord Ngo Quyen defeated the Chinese forces at Bac Giang River. Talk about a comeback story. This ushered in a golden era under successive monarchical dynasties, like the Li and Tran dynasties, who even managed to repel 3 Mongol invasions. During this time, Mahayana Buddhism flourished and became the state religion. The Vietnamese polity then expanded southward, a process known as Nam Tien, or southward expansion, conquering the kingdom of Champa and parts of the Khmer kingdom between the 11th and 18th centuries. The Lê dynasty, particularly under Emperor Lê Thanh Tông in the 15th century, marked the zenith of this expansion. However, civil strife later divided the country into the northern Trinh and southern Nguyen lords, until Nguyen An unified Vietnam and established the Nguyen dynasty in 1802. Now, let's talk about the French influence, which really shaped modern Vietnam. In the 17th century, Catholic missionaries made significant inroads, making Vietnam, alongside the Philippines, a stronghold of Catholicism in the Far East, despite imperial persecutions. Missionaries like Alexander de Rhodes even helped create the foundations of the modern Vietnamese alphabet. However, their activities also inadvertently paved the way for French dependency. Starting in 1843, France, under Emperor Napoleon III, began its conquest, transforming Vietnam into a protectorate and eventually a French colony. By 1887, Vietnam, along with Cambodia and Laos, was formally integrated into French Indochina. This period was marked by French force, violence, and terror, but it also pushed Vietnam out of its earlier isolationism. Many future Vietnamese political and military leaders, like the revered Ho Chi Minh, gained European-level education during this time. World War II brought new players to the stage. In 1940, the Japanese army marched into Indochina. While they mostly left the French colonial administration untouched, they extracted heavy contributions for their war efforts. This, tragically, led to the Vietnamese famine of 1945, which killed up to 2 million people. In 1941, the Viet Minh, a communist-led national liberation movement under Ho Chi Minh, emerged and gained American support. After Japan's defeat in 1945, the Viet Minh seized power in Hanoi and Hue, declaring the establishment of the Democratic Republic of Vietnam with its capital in Hanoi. The French, however, decided they weren't done yet, leading to the First Indochina War. This conflict culminated in the French defeat at Dien Bien Phu in 1954. The Geneva Conference in 1954 temporarily divided Vietnam along the 17th parallel into a communist north and a French-aligned south, with the promise of unification elections that, as you might guess, never happened. This temporary line became a full-blown border. And that, my friends, set the stage for the Vietnam War, 1957 to 1975. On one side stood the Democratic Republic of Vietnam in the north, backed by socialist countries like the Soviet Union and China. On the other, the Republic of Vietnam in the south, supported by a coalition including the United States, South Korea, Thailand, Australia, New Zealand, and the Philippines. The US got involved due to the theory of dominoes, fearing that if Vietnam fell to communism, neighboring countries would follow. At its peak in 1968, over 500,000 American soldiers were concentrated in Vietnam. However, immense American losses and growing domestic opposition led President Richard Nixon to initiate Vietnamization and a withdrawal from the conflict by 1972. The war officially ended on April 30th, 1975, with a clear communist victory and the reunification of Vietnam. Following reunification, the Socialist Republic of Vietnam was established in 1976. This period wasn't without its struggles, including strained relations with China and a trade embargo by Western countries. Up to 300,000 South Vietnamese were sent to re-education camps, where many endured torture, starvation, and forced labor. In 1986, Vietnam embarked on the Doi Moi renovation, economic and political reforms. These reforms shifted the country towards a socialist-oriented market economy, encouraging private ownership and foreign investment, leading to strong economic growth. Since then, Vietnam has steadily integrated into the global economy and politics, even joining ASEAN and the WTO in 1995. Today, it stands as one of Southeast Asia's most dynamically developing countries. Impressively, Vietnam's economy is now one of the fastest growing in the world, with a nominal GDP of $465.814 billion in 2024. Beyond its fascinating history, Vietnam is a treasure trove of culture, people, and stunning nature. Vietnamese culture is incredibly rich, a beautiful blend rooted in the ancient Yong Son culture, but also profoundly influenced by Chinese, Indian, and more recently, French civilizations. You'll see this in everything from their legal and political norms, which have Chinese roots, to the prevalence of Confucianism and Taoism. Even in modern times, the culture values humanity, Thanh Nghia, and harmony, Hoa, with a strong emphasis on family and community. Many Vietnamese still believe in the supernatural, where illnesses can be linked to curses or non-observance of religious ethics. Now let's talk about the daily rhythm of life and celebration. The Vietnamese celebrate many holidays with gusto. The most important is Tết Nguyen Jan, the Lunar New Year, celebrated in late January or early February. It's a time for family reunions, prayers for ancestors, and the giving of Li Shi, or red envelopes, to the young. Other significant holidays include the Hung King's Festival in April, a tribute to legendary rulers, and Independence Day on September 2nd. You might also encounter vibrant local festivals, processions, and parades, especially around Buddhist temples, celebrating flowers, harvests, or mythical creatures like dragons and other revered figures. Oh, and just a heads up, Vietnam still uses two calendars, the Gregorian and the lunar, with most holidays based on the latter. When it comes to the arts, Vietnamese literature has a deep history, with folk poetry often focusing on village ancestors and heroes. Traditional Vietnamese music varies by region, with northern classical music being the oldest and most formal form, showing strong influences from Chinese, Japanese, Korean, and Mongolian traditions. You might hear the satirical musical theater of Cheo, or the spirit-invoking Hat Chao Vun. Modern Vietnamese pop, or V-pop, has also embraced global genres like electronic and R&B. And let's be honest, you can't talk about Vietnam without talking about its cuisine. It's celebrated worldwide for its freshness, minimal oil use, and reliance on herbs and vegetables, making it one of the healthiest cuisines around. Vietnamese cooking is built around 5 fundamental taste elements: spicy, sour, salty, bitter, and sweet. Think of aromatic broths like pho, crispy pancakes like bánh xèo, or the iconic bánh mì, a delicious baguette sandwich. Then there are the famous spring rolls, both fresh and fried. If you find yourself in the south, prepare for spicier dishes, while the north prefers less heat. And don't forget the coffee. Vietnamese iced coffee, cà phê ja, or even the unique egg coffee, cà phê trung, are absolute must-tries. Daily life is often a vibrant, energetic affair. The streets buzz with millions of mopeds, a common mode of transport that, while convenient, also contributes to traffic and air pollution in major cities like Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. But don't worry, the government is working on solutions like increasing public transportation and waste management efforts. The dominant ethnic group, the Kinh Vietnamese, makes up about 85% of the population, but Vietnam is also home to 54 officially recognized ethnic groups, each with their own unique cultures and languages. While Vietnamese is the national language, you'll also hear French spoken by some older, educated individuals, and increasingly, English is becoming a vital second language, even mandatory in many schools. Spiritually, the majority of Vietnamese don't follow an organized religion, but many observe a form of Vietnamese folk religion. Catholicism, introduced in the 16th century, and Buddhism, especially Mahayana, are significant. Interestingly, Protestantism is the fastest-growing religion in Vietnam, expanding at an incredible rate of 600% in recent decades. Education is highly valued, with an extensive state-controlled system and a national literacy rate of 90% in 2008. The country's school enrollment rates are among the highest globally. Now, let's talk about the breathtaking natural beauty and iconic landmarks that define Vietnam. Its S-shaped coast stretches along the South China Sea. The country's landscape is predominantly hilly and densely forested, with mountains making up 40% of its land area. You'll find 2 major river deltas, the Red River Delta in the north and the larger, low-level Mekong River Delta in the south, both crucial for agriculture. Vietnam is incredibly biodiverse, ranking 16th worldwide, home to approximately 16% of the world's species. This richness is protected in numerous areas, including 2 UNESCO World Natural Heritage Sites, the stunning Ha Long Bay and Phong Nha Bang National Park. Speaking of Ha Long Bay, it's a must-see. This ethereal bay, dotted with thousands of limestone casts and islets, looks like something out of a fantasy film. And guess what? It has indeed inspired filmmakers, with its landscapes allegedly influencing the floating mountains in Avatar, and even making a cameo in Kong Skull Island. While a popular legend claims James Bond flew over a rock called Hercules' Club, here for Tomorrow Never Dies, the film was actually shot in Thailand due to government unfriendliness at the time. Still, the allure remains. Deep inland, the Phong Nha Bang National Park is a spelunker's dream, boasting over 300 caves. One of its most famous is Paradise Cave, Tien Duong, discovered in 2005, stretching an impressive 31 kilometers and home to spectacular stalactites and stalagmites, as well as a unique troglobiantic scorpion species discovered in 2012. The Phong Nha Cave itself is considered one of the world's most beautiful, featuring an underground lake and even an internal coral reef. For something truly off the beaten path, consider the twin village of Hung Hiep in Giong Nai Province, where an unusually high number of twins are born, leading to a local legend about the water having magical properties. Let's explore some key cities and regions. Hanoi, the capital, is a fascinating urban hub in northern Vietnam. Here, you can explore the ruins of the Thang Long Citadel, originally built during the Lai dynasty, or wander through the Serene Temple of Literature, Vietnam's first university established in 1070. Don't miss the One-Pillar Pagoda, a sacred monument erected in gratitude for the birth of an emperor's son. You can also visit Hoa Lo Prison, dubbed the Fiery Furnace by locals, or stroll through the French Quarter, admiring well-preserved villas and relics like the Long Bien Bridge. Moving south, Ho Chi Minh City, formerly Saigon, is Vietnam's largest city by urban population. This southern metropolis boasts a cool culture and captivating streets. Here, you can delve into history at the War Remnants Museum or visit the Reunification Palace, whose gates were famously crashed by Viet Cong tanks on April 30th, 1975, marking the end of the war. Just outside the city are the incredible Cu Chi tunnels, a testament to the ingenuity of Viet Cong guerrilla forces. In central Vietnam, the city of Hue served as the feudal capital under the Nguyen emperors. Its imperial city and grandiose royal tombs offer a captivating glimpse into dynastic history. The city also hosts the spectacular Hue Festival every 2 years, showcasing Vietnam's rich traditions. Nearby, Hoi An, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a photogenic riverside town known for its well-preserved historical sites and charm towers. You can explore the vast ruins of My Sun Sanctuary outside Hoi An, or visit the Museum of Charm Sculpture in nearby Da Nang, another progressive central city. Beyond the cities, Vietnam offers adventures for every taste. The majestic mountains and centuries-old rice terraces of Sapa in northern Vietnam are a sight to behold. The Mekong Delta in the south, with its on-the-water villages and mangrove forests, shows clear influences from the former Khmer Empire in its culture and cuisine. In the Delta, you can sample local delicacies like dried fish and seafood sold directly from boats. Vietnam's tourism sector is booming, contributing significantly to its economic growth. It's consistently recognized as a leading destination in Asia, and the country has made it easier for travelers by extending e-visa validity and offering unilateral visa exemptions for many nationalities. From its ancient origins and centuries of resilience against foreign rule to its vibrant modern culture and breathtaking natural wonders, Vietnam is a country that leaves an indelible mark on everyone who experiences it. It's a place where history comes alive, traditions are cherished, and the future is built with innovation and spirit. So, whether you're dreaming of sipping egg coffee in Hanoi, cruising the emerald waters of Ha Long Bay, exploring ancient imperial cities, or simply indulging in the world-renowned street food scene, Vietnam promises an adventure unlike any other. And that's our whirlwind tour of Vietnam, a truly captivating jewel of Southeast Asia. We hope you've enjoyed this journey with Atlas Narrator. If you did, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for more incredible explorations, and let us know in the comments. What part of Vietnam are you most excited to explore, or what's your favorite Vietnamese dish? Your engagement helps us bring you more amazing stories from around the globe. Until next time, keep exploring.